Hey, friends. Thanks for joining another episode of Mastering Your Mentality. Hey, are you feeling misunderstood? Well, lucky for you, today's episode is going to cover just that, why you feel misunderstood and how to correct it so you'll never feel that again. Because, like almost a third of us, according to a 2018 study, almost a third of us have at one point or another felt misunderstood. And I would argue that that number would be way higher. You take, for example, in high school, when you're trying to fit in and you don't know yourself all the way. So what happens? You conform to cliques. You kind of find your little group, and then you just have this groupthink mentality so that you can have the same humor, same conversations. You get each other. But if you don't have that, or when you grow older and things change, and now all of a sudden you're having conversations, either like with sarcastic humor or maybe a resting bitch face, and you feel like people just don't get you. Well, this leads to some serious pain. It can at least. And it can lead to problems in relationships, especially if you feel like your partner doesn't understand you. Then it's like you're in a whole island by yourself. You're all alone, and it's really a lonely feeling. But luckily, it doesn't have to just end there. And I'm going to give you the number one tip to feel understood. But first, hit that like and share, or like and subscribe, so you can actually get more of these videos. I got good content coming up. So, the number one tip to feel more understood is to understand yourself. So you'll get rid of these feelings that nobody gets you. Not your coworkers, your family, your friends, your spouse, your girlfriend, your classmates, whatever it may be. If you're sitting there and you're feeling all alone, that's exactly where it starts for many, many people who start on that spiritual path. Because they say, hey, look, all this success and sex, all this money and fame, it gets you to a point you feel satisfied, but you never get that fulfillment, never get that happiness. Same with same with feeling understood. Hey, even if you do have some good conversations, even if you have some meaningful, passionate love making, sure, you get a taste of this understanding, but that's still not all the way of a fulfilled understanding of yourself. And what I mean by that is, until you truly understand why you think your thoughts and feel your emotions and act out those behaviors, once you understand that, all of a sudden now it's like, okay, you can never feel misunderstood again. And same with everybody else that you ever interact with, you start to see exactly why they're saying what they're doing, saying what they're saying, and doing what they're doing. And typically, the more you know about yourself, the more you realize you don't know. You're not like a statue, you're like this river. And I've talked about it before, like your personality. And so, all these interactions, instead of being so worried about everything you're going to say, lay it out. And if they say this, I'm going to say this. If you've ever talked to those people, it's not a fun conversation. So thought out and meticulous, and that's not how you're going to feel understood. That's going to lead you to feel more misunderstood because you're going to have this joke, sarcastic, dry humor, and nobody's going to laugh. And you're going to be like, Jesus, nobody gets me. Or you're just going to be sitting there and looking at people with a resting bitch face, even though you don't know you're doing it. Okay, because you don't understand yourself or why you're doing it. You're not relaxed enough and free flowing in the conversation and having peaks and downs. Look, this is kind of life. And the sooner you can kind of start catching the flow of it, the sooner you start to understand it, the fluidity of it, not just straight up rigid nature. Nature's never rigid. It's always resistance free. It's not clinging. It's not holding. It's passing moment to moment. So when you understand that, you take that deep look inside yourself, you see, okay, you know, why am I putting on a mask? Why am I laughing? Why am I injecting myself in this conversation? Why am I talking about, boobs or sports? Or once you ask yourself all these questions, and not only ask yourself, but watch yourself. When you're having these conversations where you're feeling misunderstood or you want to be liked, watch yourself and see how you act. And then you can always analyze and improve either kind of shortly after, in the moment, however good you are. But you're going to actually start to learn how to upgrade yourself, understand yourself, and feel more fulfillment because you're able to. You are the most sophisticated machine. So you are able to literally grow at every single occurrence in life. It's that cool. Now, typically, we want to it's painful. We have growing pains. It's painful to sometimes understand ourselves. Sometimes there's a part of us, well, it's still like, what the fuck? What did I just say? And it's like, okay, God, now we kind of come back to our old habits. And okay, let me just feel misunderstood. I need to isolate and push people away for a second because otherwise I'm getting to be too vulnerable. I'm getting to be too open. You start understanding yourself and it just keeps opening up. It's uncomfortable, but it's extremely fulfilling. So today's homework, I would like you to write down what you don't understand about yourself. And by that, you're taking a piece of paper with you. And every time you say something like, what? Let's write that down. Why did I do that? And you're going to start to see patterns show up. And hopefully, in the next column, you can write down what I do understand. I said this because I want to be like, because that third column, we're having goals, baby. I want to be like, bam. So what I don't understand to what I do understand to who I want to be. And this is going to help you to never feel misunderstood again because you're going to know yourself inside and out. And if you're struggling with that, you still feel misunderstood, or you have too many emotional or mental barriers blocking you, you can click on that link below and I'll help get you where you want to go. Until next time, friends, mastering your mentality, stay on the path.